I'm Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I'm Curtis Jones.
I am Cody Gakpo.
Putting on the Liverpool top for the first time, it was a dream come true, and I'll never forget that moment.
The new LFC 24-25 season Nike home kit is out now.
Buy it today, along with our new goalkeeper kit and training range at your official LFC stores. Online at liverpoolfc.com/store and on the official LFC store app.
You will never walk alone.
Another day is here, and you're ready for it. What to wear? Check. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Check. Planning for what's next and how to save for it? That's where Bank of America can help. For your financial to-dos, Bank of America has experts ready to help get you closer to your goals. Get started at one of our local financial centers or 24/7 in our mobile banking app. Find a location near you at bankofamerica.com/talktous. What would you like the power to do? Mobile banking requires downloading the app and is only available for select devices. Message and data rates may apply. Bank of America N.A., member FDIC.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our Quick Publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello and welcome to the Daily Red, your lunchtime catch-up on all things Liverpool FC on a Thursday on which absolutely nothing is happening. The football season is nearly over. There's the Champions League final to come. And then I think things will start to crank up quite significantly in terms of not necessarily transfers happening, but merely the amount of nonsense that gets spun by agents and clubs and whoever else. And I've got a feeling, given we've got a new manager and obviously an entirely new structure, I've got a feeling we're in for a summer of a lot of lies of, you know, Liverpool are interested in this player and this player and this player. And most of it, as we know, is going to be absolute nonsense. But I do think it's going to ramp up more than normal, just given we've got a new manager. Because I was thinking earlier about Klopp's first summer in 2016 and how much nonsense there was that summer. It was the same in 2012 when Rodgers took over, and we must have been linked to about 3,000 different players. And I think it'll be the same this year. We've already seen some rather bizarre links. We've seen all the obvious links of we're going to sign every Dutch player, every player that's ever been through Rotterdam, let alone played for Feyenoord. Apparently, we're looking to sign all of them. Indy Kayla is starting to get the machine up and running. Last night he was trying to last night he announced he had an exclusive. And then I assume he fell asleep and he's tweeted out some nonsense today about Crescencio Somerville. The other name that's going around in terms of wide players is Johan Bakayoko. And can we just stop? Seriously, can we stop with Johan Bakayoko? Noni Mudeki put up better per minute numbers in that league, and he's been average in the Premier League. Noni was putting up a goal or assist every 76 minutes. We've got Harvey Elliott. We have absolutely no need for Bakayoko. He's not good enough to be a starter at this point. So why would we spend the money on him? We're not going to spend 40 million on a player that's not going to be able to start for us for a couple of years. So, Anthony per minute had a higher goal and assist rate in that league. That is a really poor league. Really, really poor. And Bakayoko's a talented player. He's a very talented player. But he's the type of lad that should be going to a West Ham or a Palace. If Palace sell Olise, then Bakayoko's the type of fella they should go to bring in and replace him and develop him for 2 years and then flog him. But like I say, we've already got Harvey Elliott in terms of a squad player with that kind of skill set. So we don't need another squad player like that. We need starters. We need a starter in attack, someone that can come in and raise the level, and hopefully add the connectivity that's missing in that attack. This is Anfield have a piece up today about Harvey having his best season yet. Young player has best season each season is the standard way of things. As players develop and get a bit older, they get better and have better seasons. Harvey's season was really good in terms of sub appearances, poor generally in terms of starts until the last sort of month. And then he had a couple of really good starts. But for now, he looks best as a squad player, looks best coming off the bench against tiring defences. And I think the slot system will suit him, because he can come on as the right winger, come on as the 10, probably play on the left a little bit in a 4-2-3-1. So there's plenty of opportunity there for him. Diogo Jota can be an invaluable weapon for Arne Slot, but he needs to stay fit. I mean, that's the only knock with him, really, isn't it? He just can't stay fit. He missed 40% of the games this past season. And I remember, 2 years ago, having an argument with somebody who was trying to tell me that Jota wasn't injury prone, despite the fact that he gets injured every single season and is quite slow to come back each and every time. But, it's just unfortunate because when he plays, he's really good in terms of the output, but he just can't stay fit enough. Now, I think he can be managed better. I think he's best off the bench again. I think that's him and Harvey as your two sort of go-to attacking subs would be a really good situation. But you look at his career, 18-19, he misses 14 games with 2 different injuries. 19-20, he misses 12 games with 2 different injuries. 2021, 23 games with 2 different injuries. Only 4 games in 21-22. But he was also quite poor for a long stretch in that season. Then 22-23 misses 29 games. And then this season he missed, he missed 23 games. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. And that's why you can't have Jota down as your first choice number 9. Even if you might feel like he's better than Darwin, you can't have that sort of reliance on a player that's going to miss 40% of the games, because then your team is getting massively disrupted. We signed him summer 2020, played 30 games that year, 55 the following year, but had a bit of a drought. Did overall put up good numbers, but had a bit of a drought. Last season then obviously was just a bit of a mess for everybody, but 28 games, it's just not enough. In all competitions for a team that plays, close to 55, 60 each year, you'd wonder, did the quad chase do him a bit of damage as well? And then this season, he played 32 of the 55 games. Now, to his credit, he did score 15 goals, and he has been pretty prolific. Other than the 22-23 season, he's quite close to being a 1 and 2 type of forward. 13 and 30, 21 and 55 is closer to 1 and 3, but it's a lot of that was playing wide. 7 and 28 is 1 and 4, kind of below what you'd want. But this season, then 15 in 32. I think when you look at his minutes per goal, it's always pretty impressive. We just can't stay fit. Gareth Southgate talks up Curtis Jones and Jarrell Quansah. Be curious to see if either of them actually make the squad. I think it's going to be tough, especially for Curtis in midfield. Not that he shouldn't be in. There's just a lot of bodies there. Jurgen Klopp has theory why insane Divock Origi has struggled after Liverpool. Let's not pretend that Divock thrived the entire time at Liverpool. He scored 41 goals in 175 games and was sent on loan and didn't do well there. But I don't know. Divock is a weird player. Who knows why he's struggled since? Who knows? Maybe he just doesn't care all that much. Work permit issues are reportedly delaying the appointment of Arne Slot assistant coach. Etienne Reitinen, who is the analyst and technical advisor, and apparently he has not yet obtained a work permit. I'm sure these things will get sorted along with the rest of the staff that they want to bring in. There are ways and means for these things to happen. So while he might not have the correct coaching qualifications, I'm sure there's ways around it for the club. If they want him and if the manager wants him, it will get done. Let's see. Liverpool still like Levi Colwill, but 3 key reasons make transfer unlikely. Right, so Kieran Gill of the Daily Mail has said that we really like him and that Arne Slot wants a versatile left-footed defender. I mean, Kieran Gill is not going to know what Arne Slot wants one way or another. I think Liverpool know that Chelsea need to make sales, but I don't know if Colwill is one that they'll sell. Now, if you play him, if we sign him, he's going to play left back, you'd imagine, and be the left-footed Gertrude. This piece here, written by Sam Milne, says, given Slot likes to play with attacking fullbacks, he doesn't. He plays with one attacking fullback and one defensive fullback. Gertrude is not an attacking fullback at all. So that's a bit odd. He basically plays with a back 3 in possession. Now, Gertrude moves around a little bit. Sometimes he'll sit in front of the 2 centre-backs alongside the holding midfielder. Sometimes he'll play sort of in between the 2 centre-backs and the 2 midfielders, but he's not an attacking fullback at all. And I'd imagine that's the role Slot wants a left-footed defender to play, because we're not going to buy a left-footed centre-back to start because there's a fella that plays there who's pretty good, might be the best centre-back in the world. You know, worth considering these things when talking up who we might sign. We're not going to sign Levi Colwill for 60, 70, 80 million to sit him on the bench. If we're going to pay that kind of money, he's coming to start. And the position he can start in is left back, slotting into a back 3. It's not centre back because Van Dijk plays there. And we're not going to move Van Dijk to the right side centre back role because he's not as good there. What else is there here? Nothing much else on This Is Anfield. Liverpool.com. Hopes and dreams galore, I'm sure. Enough is enough. Liverpool should cut losses on Núñez now. What is this garbage? 114 million ace would be dream transfer replacement. Oh, let's have a good look at this. Jonathan Morley. Is that clown off TikTok? So apparently we should just sell Darwin for 30 million and we should buy Alexander Isak. Just like that. That's what we should do. But his link up, he has that pace in behind like Nunes. Well, first of all, he's not nearly as fast as Nunes. But his link up play is a lot better. Is it? Seems like an odd claim with no real foundation, to be honest. I mean, Darwin Núñez this past season had 13 assists in all competitions, which is a big part of link-up play. And if I'm not mistaken, Alexander Isak had 2 assists in all competitions. So that there is just horseshit, to be totally honest. He has the attributes to be the perfect player for Liverpool. I think Isak is fantastic. I think he's absolutely fantastic. However, there's zero chance they're selling him for 90 million. It'll be 120 or more before they'll even entertain it. This is absolute nonsense, this piece. So, away to fuck. Arne Slot blocked from making key. That's the work permit thing. He hasn't been blocked from doing anything. Liverpool legend claims Mo Salah top of the list to be sold this summer. We'll come back to that nonsense. What Ibrahim Konate has said amid PSG interest. I don't care what he said, to be honest. He's talked about them before. We know he's from Paris. We know he probably ends up there when he's 29, 30. He's not going to go and play in that Farmers League at this point in his career, surely. Steve Nicol says Salah is top of the list to be sold. Yeah, if ever there was a case for banning heading a football because it could lead to brain damage in players, Steve Nicol is a prime example. Arsenal identifies Liverpool target as number 1 striker option as Manchester United eye $88 million raid. So Benjamin Sesko apparently is top of Arsenal's wish list. He definitely isn't. He might just be what they can afford. Sesko's a long way from the finished article. Manchester United interested in Jared Branthwaite. Everybody's known that for ages. Branthwaite would actually be a really good get for us to play that kind of left back role who can slot into a back 3. But obviously the Ev wouldn't sell him to us. I don't think Everton want to sell him this summer. I think they'd rather sell pretty much everybody else and keep hold of him. So it will be interesting to see what they do, because they need to sell a few players. They're also very much facing the possibility of administration. I don't understand why they didn't just take the administration hit this past season and just get it out of the way, because the 9 points you'd have gotten immediately, you'd have still stayed up. You could have gone through the administration process over the summer and then started next season on just new footing. This way, if you go into administration over the summer, the 9 points is hit next season, and then you start off backpedaling already. That's just really poor. Steven Gerrard opens up about what he really thought about the Jordan Henderson transfer. Who cares? Ex-Liverpool man released after model girlfriend called current club inconvenient. It's Loris Karius been released by Newcastle. Indy Kayla's piece has led to Anfield Watch writing a piece about Somerville. Steve Nicol being compromised again. Liverpool to offer youngster new contract. Obviously, Conor Bradley needs a new contract. I mean, so does Jarrell Quansah, so do a bunch of these young players. They They'll all get done. Ex-Man City man never got the hype around Liverpool star player. We'll come back to that. More nonsense on Henderson. Right, let's see. Ex-Man City player. Julian Lescott claims he was never nervous about facing Luis Suarez. Imagine. Nah, didn't get the Suarez. Like, as good as he is and as good as he's been, and never got nervous about Luis Suarez. What an absolute imbecile Julian Lescott is. I mean, a bang average player was Julian Lescott, who, like, if we're all being honest, played for City because he had an English passport. Like, he was very, very average. Very, very average. And is best remembered for being part of that horrendous Villa team that got relegated and then tweeting out a picture of his car and lying that it was in his pocket or something. Just absolute tripe. Absolute tripe. Everton was his level. Wolves and Everton was his level. He was mediocre for City, squad player for the most part. Did win a couple of medals, whatever. All tarnished by cheating. Was pretty crap for West Brom and absolutely dreadful for Villa. And then I think he turned up at Sunderland at one point and was fairly garbage there too. He should keep his mouth closed. On AnfieldIndex.com, there's a piece about Konate, there's a piece about Salah, a piece about Jurgen, a piece about young Kumas, and then we have a new transfer market metrics podcast, which is Dave Davis and Phil Barter. So there you go. That's all we have for today. I will see you all tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at AnfieldIndex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
I'm Trent Alexander-Arnold.
I'm Curtis Jones.
I am Cody Gakpo.
Putting on the Liverpool top for the first time, it was a dream come true, and I'll never forget that moment.
The new LFC 24-25 season Nike home kit is out now.
Buy it today, along with our new goalkeeper kit and training range at your official LFC stores. Online at liverpoolfc.com/store and on the official LFC store app.
You will never walk alone.